Alongside the struggle to survive, to return to the ruins of our home, I began my fight for human rights. I have been fighting for 20 years, but my dear friends, I am tired. I feel like I am losing the battle. Of course, I am not alone in this fight. Over the last 2 decades, I have become a political scientist, journalist, and a prominent and recognized human rights activist from Priedor area. I have rebuilt my home. And my fight began with the collection of people remains, the bones of people killed in their gardens and buried in numerous mass graves and their honorable burials. And my first duty after my return was to take care of one of 8 cemeteries for the so far 3,176 registered innocent victims from Priedor area. A number that wasn't big enough for the court in The Hague to categorize the events that took place in Priedor as a genocide. Of the 3,176 killed, 256 of them are women, and 102 of them have been children. On the 23rd of July, 1992, it was later discovered that in one Thursday in my Zetsovin Charakovo only, 563 innocent civilians were being killed, including men, women, and children, and many of my family members. I found my father's remains in a well in front of the house where he, along with 4 of his friends, were killed. And I immediately recognized him. His bones were in my jumper that he wore that morning when he went to work in the fields. In Bosnia, human rights are not respected, especially the rights of victims and their families. In Trnopolje concentration camp, where they were tortured and killed, including members of my family, a monument stands in honor of the fallen Serbian soldiers. Imagine a monument to a Nazi soldier somewhere in Auschwitz or Dachau. After the Holocaust, we swore that such things would never be allowed to happen again. We repeated never again for millions of times. However, we again witnessed concentration camps and mass graves in the heart of Europe at the end of the 20th century in my Bosnia and Herzegovina. The sites of the camps and mass graves remain unmarked, with no monuments to honor the innocent people killed simply because they were different. Remembering them in Republika Srpska is officially forbidden. Omarska concentration camp is now, ladies and gentlemen, owned by the British company ArcelorMittal Steel. And every year we need to put a request to the management of the company to be allowed entry into the former camp to pay respects and tributes to the murdered members of our families. The ArcelorMittal Orbit that stands in front of the Olympic Stadium in London, creation of British very famous artist Anish Kapoor, was built for the 2012 Olympic Games. The sculpture is made with steel and materials from Omarska, an area covered in mass graves. And this is our memorial in exile in United Kingdom. What I want for my fellow citizens is nothing more than what today British society adorns, because I love them all, regardless of their national, religious, or any other orientation. Bosniaks, Serbs, Croats, Jews, Roma, and all other citizens of my beautiful country, Bosnia and Herzegovina. I appeal to each of you with the words of which our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said on his last Hajj, "Let the present present to the absent."